If you're trying to lose weight or control your blood sugar, but you love juice and you love sodas, and you're really not sure how to give them up, or you don't even want to give them up to be able to lose weight, this video may be for you. I'm Dr. Kim Sommerville, your general practitioner and clinical nutritionist, and I help women manage their weight and blood sugar by using tiny habits to get them to their goal. So, in this video, we're going to talk about juice and sodas. Not necessarily juicing, which is pretty good, but the regular juice that you can get in your supermarket or pharmacy. So juice is great, right? Juice we love because it's sweet. Sometimes, it's good for us because it's fortified with sometimes vitamin C, calcium, even folic acid or iron, but it also has a lot of sugars. And these sugars are going to add up to give us a lot of calories down the line. If you want me to do a specific video about calories and what we should know in order to help with our weight loss, let me know in the comments. But yes, so juice mainly has its calories from sugars, right? And just to give us a bit of an overview, we have a glass of orange juice here. And on the nutritional info, which is right here, we see that one glass, which is about 8 ounces, has 24 grams of sugar. Now, what does that mean to me? About 1 teaspoon of sugar equals 4 grams. So that's 6 teaspoons of sugar in this one glass of orange juice. Just picture that, you're making your tea or you're making your coffee and you literally are pouring 6 teaspoons of sugar in. It's going to be pretty sweet, right? So that's essentially the issue here. And then with each gram of sugar is additional calories. So all of these calories are essentially energy that you're putting into your body. But if you're not using this energy, by walking, exercise, whatever the case may be, this energy then gets stored as fat, which would be difficult for you to lose weight over time if you're having lots of juice. So I'm going to be giving you 4 tips that you can still enjoy your juice but essentially have less calories and manage to have a better weight control and better blood sugar control as well. So the first tip is always dilute. Always dilute your juice. As I said here, 8 ounces of juice is going to amount to about 6 teaspoons of sugar. So when I'm saying dilute, you're still going to have 8 ounces of fluid, but not all of it is going to be juice. For example, pour about half a glass of orange juice and then pour half of the rest of the glass with water. I remember a client said to me, what does that do? Because you're still having juice, so what's the difference? But think about it. If you're only going to put 4 ounces of juice in, you're going to be having half of the 6 teaspoons of sugar, so 3 teaspoons of sugar instead, and then the rest would be water. So it's not going to be as sweet, but you're still going to quench your thirst because you have that amount of fluid there. For some persons as well, you could even go with a 1/4 cup of juice. So a quarter into 6 would be about 1.5 teaspoons of sugar instead of 6. And of course, that is also going to reduce your calories. But when you fill the rest of the glass up with water, you still have a little bit of sweetness, but not as much sugar. So that's the first thing. Anytime you're going to have juice, always dilute. For example, for persons who are at work and you buy juice, what I would suggest is either getting the plastic cups that most offices have, or just invest in plastic cups for yourself and put it in your office drawer. When you buy your juice, allow just to pour half or a 1/4 cup of the juice into a plastic cup and then get the rest with water. That can be on the filter or the water that you bring from home, just to allow you to, have a good amount of fluids, but not as much sugar in one sitting. So my second tip is have your juice in the morning or the start of your day. The reason why we're doing this is because our muscles use sugar as energy throughout the day, right? So if you're having your juice early on, you're going throughout your day, you're going to be, working, exercising, hopefully doing some type of activity, your muscles are more likely to use that juice as energy rather than having your other organs storing it as fat. If you have juice later in the evening or even in the night, when you're more likely to just be sitting around or going to bed, those muscles won't be using the sugar as energy and more likely, as I said, to be stored as fat which is what we don't want. So having juice more in the morning, even before midday rather, would help to allow for you not to have as much juice stored as fat. For those who are, watching their blood sugar as well, this is even better because you want to make sure that you're active to burn off any sugars that you're consuming. But again, always remember, dilute. Third tip is have your juice after a protein-rich meal. This again comes into persons who are trying to control their blood sugar as well as their weight. When you're having a lot of protein and even vegetables as well in your meal, and then having the juice after, it actually slows how quick or slows the rate at which the juice is absorbed in your body. So it takes a little longer to be absorbed. It doesn't spike your blood sugar as quickly, and it doesn't absorb as fast, so that you can use that energy over time without it being stored again as fat. You're going to hear me say that often because that's what we're trying to prevent when we're having juice, right? We don't want it to be stored and continue to put on weight. So we're strategically having it at certain times of the day so that doesn't occur. Try not to have your juice before the meal or during the meal, but after. Anything that you're having before the meal should be water. If it's during, it should be water as well. And if you feel like you want to have juice, try having it after the meal. It will definitely help. And my fourth and final tip is have your juice before exercise. This is kind of similar to the second tip where you want to have your juice before any activity, but a lot of the times with exercise, persons tend to keep their stomach empty, not have anything at all, and then kind of eat a lot after the meal, which is kind of counterproductive because you want to use that energy with what exercise you're doing, right? So as I said previously, our muscles are going to be using up that sugar for the energy. So around an hour or two before you exercise, this would be the perfect time to have some juice because your muscles are going to be using it up. Plain and simple, just like that. If it is that you want to lose weight, you want to control your blood sugar, but you are not there yet to restrict juice from your diet, these simple tips will help you to see some change in your sugar and improvement in your weight as you go along. And the more you dilute your juice, the more you reduce the amount of times you're having juice for the day, the more you'll find that you don't need it as much, because sugar as well can be a little bit addictive, especially in sodas. So if you're reducing it over time, you'll find that you'll be okay without it when the time comes. I hope this helps. If it is that you want any more information or any more content from me, please let me know in the comments. And if you want to work with me for specific meal plans or personalized meal plans, here is my info. Have a great day. This is Simple Summer Naturals, giving you simple nutritional advice for your daily life. Take care.